good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Political Voyage on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Sola Rogers.
And Mr. Saka, apologies for not being here the last week or last 2 weeks. Likely to fault of mine. I sincerely apologize. I'm deeply sorry.
And you'll be buying the boys something after the show.
No problem.
Just to make up for your lapses.
Yeah, and I promise to be regular. I promise I
promise to be a good boy.
No more trancy.
A couple of minutes of us just breaking it down, political issues, especially at a time when Nigeria is at a watershed. We're at a point where some things have to give. Something has got to give, like they always say. And so in order to make sure that things work well and work perfectly, we are definitely bringing a lot of light to these issues and trying to make things better for you and me. So we break it down, we give you the gist behind the gist, and today's focus, Yemi, major focus. We're talking about so many other things, but our main focus today is on
it's on now the crisis rocking Nigerian political parties ahead of the 2023 general elections. Political parties, at least the 4 or maybe 5 political parties, which are probably our front runners towards, in the next dispensation are having one crisis or the other, if not at the national level. Some are having issues at the state level, which might probably snowball into something big at the national level. We're talking about the PDP, we're talking about the APC, we're talking about the ADC, we're talking about the NNPP, and we're talking about the Labour Party.
Exactly. So that is it. There is issues everywhere, and it's our job.
Should we not tell Nigerians to start looking at parties that has a bit of stability, where they will stabilize the country?
Yeah, there are other parties actually.
Parties.
Some parties still have issues within them.
As small as they are.
Yeah.
With no disrespect to them.
For instance, in Labour Party in Lagos, there is a placeholder. A placeholder, for those who don't understand, is like a key holder.
Like a temporary occupier.
that holds your key but cannot open the door, or should not open the door. In this case, there's a placeholder in Lagos.
Yeah, I'm already.
That is insisting that he is the authentic candidate of the party.
We'll get to that.
After the party had already conducted its own proper prime winner emerged in the presence of Rhodes Rival.
And I think it's just when we get there, we'll talk about
that. So in the APC, there's so many issues. In the PDP, a lot of things are happening.
APC Christian stakeholder caucus,
all sorts of things are happening. We'll be taking a look at that, and then again in the PDP, I think that's where the biggest drama is going on.
No, I think in the PDP just have the loudest crying machine.
Okay.
They have the loudest crying machine.
I'm not aware.
Oh, now you're aware.
All right, so these are the things. Of course, apart from that, we all know that the Queen of England and the leader of the Commonwealth has passed on to glory, and it's sparked off a lot of debate and all of that. But you see, we are not doing current affairs. We leave that to Dolupo and the Boomba people, but we're doing politics. So we look at the political side to this, because there's a
new king.
A king
yesterday. King Charles III of England.
He has been pronounced.
King Charles III of England. Thank God he didn't abdicate the throne. So at least he's still keeping his lineage in line for succession. You know. So it's a good one for him. It's a good one for his immediate family. So let's see what's gonna happen.
And of course, today in political history. And
today, political history is fantastic. You don't want us.
And again, words on marble. We like to leave you the political quote of the day, which is our political quote of the week.
And I think a lot of people will really want to embrace us today because of the person we're going to cite his quotes.
So on all that tip, we'll be saying, let's dive right into it.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome,
Captain Sola. we're on a cruise ship, on a cruise boat.
That's what you said. Yeah. All right. So because it's about that time. Yemi, let's just quickly get into the business of the day and talk about the.
Let's start with the ADC. ADC is ADC. I'm saying this here as much as I tell people that I don't have a dog in this fight, and don't cast me. Before you cast me, let me cast myself. I'm friends to everybody. I have friends in the ADC. That's why people hop high there, and I know what happened to the ADC. Before the drama broke out, I'm always quick to tell them that you guys don't have a presidential candidate. What you have is a body that is even reducing. That's bringing about massive degradation of your fortunes. Because what happened in ADC was Kingsley Moghalu felt it was his birthright, and that was how he lost it, and that was how Dumebe Kachuku emerged. Because when you show so much arrogance to the leadership of the members of the party, they wait for you at the primaries to teach you the lesson, and it was taught the bitter lesson. The moment they felt that Dumebe, a new blood, would do the same thing, but Dumebe was just there. Dumebe, for me, my own assessment is just a
That's Dumebe Kachuku, the flag bearer of the party.
Dumebe Kachuku, for me, is just a placeholder. They're trying to make sure that ADC doesn't do anything meaningful or serious in the contest.
You serious, Yemi?
Yeah, the guy is not serious.
But he did well at the primaries.
The party chairman, the presidential candidate now is the flag bearer of.
Why did you say he didn't see the light of day?
Did he?
Why do you have to say that? They actually had these primaries amongst themselves. And
in fact, I will start casting names. The fella Duro Toye that was busy picking trash on the streets of Lagos, forming humility and everything. After the election, I saw him at International Airport. The mobile police was carrying his briefcase.
At times, look, you might have.
So the optics was. So what are we saying? So
what if at that point in time
he was no more presidential candidate?
No. His hands were busy.
His hands were busy.
Making a call.
You are not so far from me. I can bite you.
Okay. Let's move on. Fella, at this point, speak for yourself. So what you're saying is that it's not what they say, it's what they do.
No, that was just serious. That did not fly. But so Kingsley Moghalu felt the ADC ticket was his birthright, that they're going to beg him with it. So at the time he got into and you cannot, I keep telling people, you cannot show people, treat people with so much disdain, disregard and disrespect, and you think you will get respect and regard, and that was what happened to Kingsley Moghalu and ADC as a party. Yeah, they felt they got a new blood in Dumebe Kachuku, but Dumebe Kachuku, by my own assessment and opinion, I think it's just one guy there that wants to ensure that ADC does not and would never come up with anything meaningful and serious in this election, because it's
I'll beg to differ.
I said my own assessment and opinion.
But I disagree with your assessment and your opinion. I have listened to him talk, not at close quarters, but from a distance, and it sounds like someone who has plans
for
Nigeria.
Everybody has plans for Nigeria. So like you and I sit down, I have plans for Nigeria.
Good plans.
I have plans.
Not everybody has good plans for Nigeria.
I have plans for Nigerians. I have plans for Nigeria and Nigerians. Some Nigerians might consider some plans bad, but at the end of the day, it's for their own good. Sometimes people don't know what is good for them.
Sometimes too.
Sometimes they don't.
You're right though. Sometimes people don't know.
People don't know unless they now see it through and say, okay, it's immense world. This was where you were taking us to. We didn't know. You didn't give us.
They carry us go where we don't know.
No, you didn't get us. You didn't give us. The opportunity to have the buy-in into it. So, for me, that is what I say about him. And there's no way as an individual you want to run your campaign without the leadership of your party. There's no way you want to run a campaign in isolation of a political party. At the time before, you cannot, no matter your independent campaign ideologies or structures, once you're a flag bearer of a party, you collapse into the party structure. And that was what Dumebe wasn't doing. And you cannot be running as if the ADC is your. I'm not trying to give advert to his media outfit. You have to respect the party hierarchy, and that was the face of. In fact, Dumebe was the one that started this crisis by trying to remove the party chairman.
Oh wow, are you sure about this?
Yeah, it was the one that made the first move to suspend the party chairman.
Presidential candidate.
Yes.
Wants to suspend.
Yeah, he got his own people on his side, his loyalists to one, and that was the foundation of this. If anybody thinks he has any contrary opinion or views or facts, you should bring it forward. Maybe was the one that fired the first shot.
Wow. Okay, so the crisis in the ADC, for a party that is not exactly as big as they want to be yet, and
a party that has the potential to be big, because whether we like it or not, they did well. Yeah. They're one of the few parties that were never delisted by INEC because they won some seats. You expect that
they actually have structures across Nigeria.
And you think going into these elections it's going to be easier for them to raise funds to even consolidate on past gains. But when I was talking to some of there are people, I told them, I said, you guys are the presidential candidate. It's going to make it very difficult for you to even raise a kobo. Because the presidential candidate is not popular. What's it going to? In fact, let us say the way it is. Dumebe Kachuku is a burden to ADC than a plus.
Why would you say that? This is
someone
who has businesses that are thriving.
Can I ask you a question? And Shola, this is now you and I talking as an average bankroller. You want to think like an average bankroller. of political venture in Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
If it had been the Kingsley Mohalu or Peter Obi of the Labour Party or Kwankwaso of the NNPP, forget about the PDP and the ADC, because those ones they have perennial sponsors and loyal contributors.
They have deep pockets.
Are you gonna risk 1,000 naira on Dumebi Kachuku?
1,000 naira, yes I would.
You will.
Yes.
But can you put your hard-earned resources on the party thinking they have a chance?
Yes, I would.
Okay, it's your money, though. I can't even.
What were you expecting that I was going to say no because it's you asking me a question?
No, but it's your money, though. I have to accept the fact that it's your money. But because look at it. If I want to put money now,
I am not average.
No, if I want to put money now into
Okay.
ADC, I probably want to see what the popularity of the presidential candidate, how it's going to rub off on the party that they can get me seats. I know the presidency is out of it. But I'm thinking, okay, if the presidential candidate is popular, they can win some seats at state level, at state of assemblies. They can win some reps and maybe 2 or 3 senators across board. That's how I'll be thinking. And all those things, there's a spillover effect, a multiplier effect of the popularity of the candidate, which Dumebi doesn't have.
Okay.
So it's more like the party is the one that is making Dumebi popular,
Rather than him
making the party popular. So he just has to swallow the humble pie. They have to find a midpoint. But now Dumebi was the one that Dumebi went that guy, going to the foundation of the party, and that is where we have the crisis. Let's leave ADC alone. The back and forth is there. Maybe after the program, I'll probably call my friend who is in the party to ask her how much have they been able to clean the mess that Dumebi brought upon them. Moving forward to the NNPP.
Wow.
NNPP is a party that just busted onto the scene, and we're like, wow, this is strong. And whether we like it or not, NNPP is also a party that will do well at the next dispensation, whether everybody likes it or not. You'll be sure that people thinking NNPP is just domiciled in Northwest and they will go beyond. NNPC will make inroad into Northeast. We get some pockets of seats in Southwest, pocket of seats in North Central and what have you, because Kwankwaso is popular. It is actually.
The red cap movement is a big movement,
so,
regardless of what anybody
will say.
Tells you.
But what happened? When Shekarao, you see, Kano politics is funny, and that's when I look at people that are just imagining that APC or PDP has the bulk votes in Kano. I'm like laughing. Now it's a three-war race or battle now. Ganduje, Kwankwaso, Shekarao. Kwankwaso, they have argued, but there's a common denominator. Mm-hmm. Kwankwaso obviously doesn't like Ganduje, but they can still work together. They are Nigerian politicians. Shekarao doesn't like the face of Ganduje, but Nigerian politics, they can still work together. So now there's a Kwankwaso there. There's a Shekarao. I was shocked when Kwankwaso and Shekarao, made up and they were on the same cruise boat. I was like wondering how, but it was because they
have a common enemy.
They have a common enemy. Because Shekarao was the reason that Kwankwaso did not get re-elected in 2003.
Yes.
Because there were some people, the elites and whatever, felt the way he treated Shekarao was bad. It was demoted. I think it was from a commissioner. It was demoted. and was even sent back to the classroom as a teacher. So everybody felt, okay, we will show him. And they sponsored Shekarao, and Shekarao was a governor for 8 years. But Shekarao is a fantastic man, a brilliant mind. But Shekarao, it makes you now question the integrity. ANPP, APC, NPP, PDP. Wow, a journeyman in politics, but it's Nigeria.
Yeah, it's been there.
I know, but NNPP.
It's
crisis,
been there. It's been here. It's been
NNPP,
everywhere.
NNPP has a crisis, which is like the moment some people from APC. They comes to NNPP. Mm-hmm. People in NNPP that left PDP.
Yes.
That left either APC because of people. Okay, let's say if once people from APC cross to PDP, it's NNPP.
To NNPP.
People that left PDP for NNPP will either cross back to APC or cross back to PDP
or go to PDP
or go back to PDP. And now when people from PDP they comes to NNPP, people from APC either goes back to APC or go back to NNPP.
I remember the weekend that the NNPP had a massive outing, and 2 or 3 days after, another group went to meet the governor, who is an APC party member, and they crossed to the APC from the NNPP. And there's a video I saw of Governor Ganduje removing their red caps by himself. I said this could be photo ops or something. But apparently it was deeper than that. So there was a crowd outside of NNPP people who were like, oh, they made a mistake and they are back. A few days after, there were also people crossing to the PDP from the NNPP. Then a few days ago, Yemi, the Labour Party vice presidential candidate also received some NNPP. In fact, they were burning their red caps.
In Kano too, they were burning their brooms. Kano is a theater of political drama. I don't.
It's going to be funny in Kano, Yemi.
It's going to be funny in Kano. So that is NNPP. Labour Party.
Yeah.
Labour Party has pocket of crisis here and there, but the most important one is Amaride. Amaride is the party chairman in Lagos State. Mm-hmm. And Amaride's claim, you see those mushrooms parties, if I can use that word.
You can't.
No, Labour Party is not a mushroom party.
Yeah.
Labour Party just, apart from Mimiko that gave it a clout.
He's done that for years.
He's done that for years. You can't say anything strong about Labour Party. And but I think Amaride is just being selfish. And I'll tell you why. Amaride accepted, in my own assessment now, to be the placeholder. Nobody gave Labour Party a chance. Whether we like it or irrespective of our reservations or what we think of Peter Obi. Peter Obi coming on the scene of Labour Party was what made Labour Party popular. And Amaride as a human being, which an average human being is myself before others. And that's the truth. Felt, wow, the party has become popular now. I can really,
become something with this.
It can just become real. And he went against everything. I'm still yet to look at the Electoral Act that talks about our party excuse, being flag bearers and everything. Because I know what the one I'm so sure of, you can't vie for 2 seats, 2 tickets in the same election year. That's why I'm still looking at the magic.
There's another one. I mean, we're focusing on right now. We're just joining us. This is Political Voyage on your Boom Radio. Sorry, award-winning Boom Radio.
Yeah, award-winning Boom Radio.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
Yeah, award-winning Boom Radio. Let's put it out there. Yemi, award-winning Boom Radio.
Yeah. Outstanding online radio
in Nigeria.
Boom Radio NG.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we used to do in football.
All right. So
they destroyed my football career.
We'll talk about that.
They said I should go and read book.
We'll talk about it on the sports show. Don't worry. When we finally bring it back. So Yemi, we're talking about politics because you might catch us mid-show and think, oh, why are they? No, we're talking about all the parties because they all have crisis. At least the top 5 or 6 of them. Now, an apology to the other 13 or 12 parties who are feeling marginalized.
They don't have crisis now, so they're not making the news.
They might have that we don't even know because we're not looking at them. Yemi. We are all guilty of it. We're saying it now. We're throwing it open that if you want to be a part of us and you're one of the parties contesting in the 2018 elections, 2023 elections. I'm sorry, I apologize.
2018 brought us into this mess.
I apologize.
Thank you.
I apologize. 2023 general elections. Please reach out to us. We can do it in studio and any way you want it. But this platform is available for you guys to be a part of and to also sell your candidates and your candidature if you are the candidate. Oh my God. Now, Yemi, we're talking about the Labour Party crisis. But we're focusing on the crisis in Lagos. Some people have even gone ahead to say that the crisis in Lagos might affect the national.
That's what I was going to get to. It might affect, but I'm not so sure of how.
Yeah, but we have not looked at the angle that it will.
No, I don't even see how.
So, there is another story. Johanna Majif, the governorship candidate of the Labour Party, has dismissed claims that is withdrawn from the gubernatorial race. There's crisis in Plateau State, Labour Party. So
you see,
he is saying that he is the candidate. Now, if you are the candidate, there is no need
to say you are the candidate.
Because they said a king does not need to say I am the king.
Once the king needs to say he's a king, that means
you're not the king. That means there's another king somewhere.
I have to tell people that Saka.
So apparently they must have published another name, and all of that.
One thing that I know You see, it's laughable, it's comical, and it brings to you it throws up the opportunity or the reason for you to question the intelligence of those at the national team, especially the leadership of the national team. Ahmed Lawan.
Dr. Patrick Dakum is another name that has emerged as a gubernatorial candidate of the Labour Party in Plateau State.
No, you see, one thing I know is the courts will get busy. You know, the courts has a way of, whipping all these our politicians in line. I'm still looking at the drama because I was going to say something. Most of the people at the National Assembly signed their electoral act into law, or made it proposed a package.
If only they had known.
They don't even know what it is.
More than half of them are not returning because of that law that they signed.
And some of them should even go to jail.
Yeah.
Because if Ahmed Lawan, that's the chairman of the National Assembly, the 9th National Assembly, superintended over the proposition, the packaging of the law, even tried everything. Is the first person breaching sections of that law. The guy should be prosecuted.
Yeah, because the crisis in his own state, and it has to do with him. You didn't contest a primaries. Your name was not recognized by the Independent National
INEC witnessed the guy's primaries,
and they published the guy's name.
And even if you won even by electoral, if the guy steps out of the race, the person that takes up the ticket is the guy that came second. And there was a law that says you cannot.
I don't know. For someone who has been in the Senate since the beginning of time, from the time they said let there be light and let there be politics in Nigeria, there was Ahmed Lawan.
Again. We've always had politics.
I'm not going about that time. That time was you old people's own. We young people, our own started in 1999.
I think the viewers out there,
there's no way.
No, they can see who is a Gen Z.
They
can see who is a Gen Z.
Me, they wear.
You see me. I'm not bragging. But
me, they wear. I'm a young man.
No, you see my Tommy?
What you talking about, mate? Let's get back to the politics, my friend. So. So this is how we do it. It's all good in the hood. And quickly to let you know that we are taking a look at the crisis across many.
There's a crisis with those political parties.
Yeah, in Nigeria, and it's funny that in barely 5 months now.
Our campaign starts next week.
Yeah, barely 5 months now. We'll be talking about a new president, new governors in almost every state.
Not for like 5 or 6.
Yeah, so it's funny how we're at this stage that we are, but we are at this stage that we are. It is what it is. So Yemi, let's leave the Labour Party crisis, and since you're talking about Ahmed Lawan, let us go into the APC crisis. It is multifaceted for them. One of the biggest issues that has refused to go away, it is the Muslim ticket or same faith ticket that the party has presented in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Shetima. These are people of the same faith. In fact, it's so bad that a member of their party in the Senate, Senator Smart Adeyemi, is proposing a law which I don't endorse, because I don't think that if we claim that we are a secular state, we cannot be promulgating laws about religion as it concerns governance or politics. My view. That's all. Now, Yemi, it's so bad that a party member in the APC, is actually proposing a law that will see the emergence of something that will prevent two people of the same faith. And I said already that I don't agree. But before you respond to that, that's just one of the issues. Factor in that not every Nigerian is a Christian and a Muslim. We have a large chunk of non-Christian and Muslim people who have different faiths.
If let's even go, don't
we have traditional.
What they call African tradition, whatever, and the sad part of it, and the hypocritical part of it, that these so-called Muslims and Christians still goes to the third religion for patronage.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Except you have proof.
No,
you want to show us proof. Maybe you want to help us with a little bit of proof, because I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know what this maybe I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway, Yemi, really and truly, we just need to quickly get into
it. But I'm gonna say this. I don't know. For me, it's APC burdens upon itself. The party, if they think it was going to work for them and they can fly with it. If whatever thing they put into consideration, or even another choice, it is good for them. I came up with a post on Facebook on my page, and a lot of people did not understand what I was driving at. My father.
This is a good opportunity to let us know.
Yeah, my father of blessed memory was a Muslim. Was what he calls Seke Musulumi, but Yoruba call it Seke Adini, of his mother's own time in everyone. Though he refused his turbaning, I don't know for his real reason. My mom was still very active in Anglican diocese, and my grandfather was meant to be an Oba, but because he felt it was not a time for his family to ascend the throne, he absconded and did not. So I'm not talking as somebody that is extremely bigoted or somebody that is intolerant of one religion or the other. So I want to say this to the APC. I laugh. And you see, when you think Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a liberal Muslim, the argument is because he has been married to a Christian for a very long time. He's a liberal Muslim, and he chose a Muslim in the law. The photo ops we've been saying these days is to show to people that Tinubu is truly a Muslim. That's the effort. That's one interpretation of the pictures and the optics I've been seeing.
That's all you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, because why do you have to now go the extra mile to now prove to us now that he's a Muslim?
Going to pray every Friday.
When you're not saying he's a liberal Muslim.
Okay, so Yemi, what about the Kuka birthday that he attended?
No, I'm not saying. You see, I've seen Bukola Saka as a Muslim attend church services. I've seen General Babangida attend church services. Mm-hmm. But so it's not about it's not a one-off thing. But before now, I don't think if Tinubu was praying in his house every Friday, I don't think it was more of an issue for anybody. And I never said, if I never even said because he married a Christian, he's not a Muslim. I never questioned his faith. But when
what you're doing is more like advice for his team. Like the optics is all about him trying to re-establish
that I'm a Muslim. When there's the agitation about the Muslim and the thing that they're using to sell the Muslim ticket is your liberalism.
And you're not proving it at all. You're not showing us that.
You're not showing the liberalism, the liberal part of you. You're showing us the Muslim part of you.
This is free PR work for Tinubu's people.
And what does that mean? You whether you like it or not, you're still pouring more fuel to the flame, to the fire burning.
Which actually led to the Christian Association of Nigeria reiterating last week that they are not settled on this matter.
But
okay, so Yemi, let's quickly move because there's so many.
That brought about Dogara.
Yeah.
That brought it, whether we like it or not.
Dogara, Dalong, and
Senator Habu for Madamawa.
Yeah.
And whether we people,
there's one more person.
Is some person. This guy.
He's right hand man. Yeah, Babacha. They've been friends for so many years.
And you see,
Babacha Lawal was the one that returned Tinubu's form.
So when
when he went to submit it,
we can sit down. I've sat down with somebody from Kano, that's an AAPP chieftain. He says, "Yeah, you guys in the Southwest are fantastic, or Southern, you don't have any problem. But we in the North, I'm talking as a Northerner. He says, Yemi, it is not just a division between Christians and Muslims. He said it is deep hatred and mistrust.
It goes beyond the surface.
So you down start defending it. And and I tell people, it's just so sad that everything that happens like that, everybody sees as a superiority contest. If it has been a Christian will say, yes, the church is taking over. It's time for the church to take over. If it's they play the simple politics in the days of Jonathan. The church is taking over. APC is against the church. Any attack of the church against the church must not stand.
We all know how that ended.
So now to some Muslims, they are not supporting because they love Tinubu or they love Shetima. It's like, yes, our religion is superior. Yes, everybody has to take you. Whether you like it or you accept Islam is the first. I don't want this needless competition about religion.
Yeah. So Yemi, quickly, because we need to look at the other APC crisis. It's not just this one.
Yeah.
It's not just this one.
And there's a concerned Lagos APC movement even saying if you want to campaign for Bola Ahmed Tinubu using Lagos State as a case study or whatever, please stick with facts.
Okay, so what do you think about? I saw Bank Anthony.
Yeah, I saw Bank Anthony
on
Channels
TV, and he said that Tinubu did not develop Lagos and he should stop. And he's still an APC member anyway.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I would say this: Tinubu did not develop Lagos.
Sorry?
Tinubu did not develop Lagos.
Okay.
Did Tinubu?
So Tinubu said,
no, I'm coming.
Hold on. He said in a video that he left Lagos better than he met it.
Well, it depends on what he said or how he saw Lagos.
Okay, so Tinubu did not develop Lagos,
but Tinubu,
according to you. So let's hear
I'm
it.
coming. But Tinubu, whether we like it or not, had his influence while he was in office in Lagos. He had his imprint. Whether we like it or there were times, and this is me now being factual.
Okay.
There was a time you dare not say you want to go to Egbe for Moshodi by 5-6 p.m. The least we can get to Ilewe bus stop is around 9:30, 10 p.m.
Why?
Because traffic management was chaotic.
Okay.
But last man came until tomorrow,
Which he created.
And as I said, whether we like it, we can't take it. We cannot strip Lagos. We can't strip in beer. We can't strip Lagos beer of Tinubu's imprint. He did what he did. But I came up with a post or with an argument with people. When I was going to have my surgery, appendectomy at General Hospital, Ikeja, now Lagos University Teaching Hospital, I didn't see one ambulance there. I saw more than one. And that was in 1997. For someone to come and claim when he got Lagos just have one ambulance, that is pure.
Who said Lagos had only one ambulance?
Shetima said it.
I'm not arguing with
Shetima
you.
said
I've never heard it before.
No, Shetima said it. Even I think in the interview of Tinubu that I saw, he said it too. I saw at least 5. While I was there, 2 brought in emergency cases because I was on admission for a week. And in the evening, I take a walk around. Secondly, you cannot tell me, when I was going to have the operation, the medical team that attended to me were 60% Igbos. In fact, the doctor that reviewed my case was on asmanship, was an Igbo person. What am I trying to say? Somebody cannot tell me there was somebody that now made Lagos home for all. Lagos has been home for everybody.
All right.
I'm coming. The last one. My primary school, first attempt before I finished up at Great Student School, I had a child in that same school. That's Shewa Primary School, Bariga. Kusa Street, Bariga. There was a child of somebody that was the DP of Bedro Police Station. They're from the east. What am I putting out there? So nobody made Lagos. Lagos has been home for everybody. Okay. Lagos has been cosmopolitan since time kingdom.
I like what you've done. You've tried to balance your presentation, which is not bad. But again, Yemi, I was also in Lagos. And I saw how terrible Lagos was.
I was still going to come to something.
Before,
I was still going to come to waste management.
Security.
I was going to come to no. Let me now say this. When people talk about security,
okay,
I will tell you, I felt a lot safer. The dying days of Mawa till now. My parents are
not the dying days of Mara. The dying days of Mara's governance.
Sorry, pardon me. Mara's administration in Lagos State. My parents' house was attacked by robbers. Operation Sweep responded.
You called them.
They called and they responded. And in fact, I was the one that led the team climbing the stairs. That was one. Secondly,
you don't think that the RRS was an improvement?
I'm coming. I've seen constant. I've witnessed a radio check by Mawa himself as military administrator to a team of a mobile of Operation Sweep at Ileja bus stop when they came to fix their car.
Where is Ileja?
In Ketu, off Demomi.
Okay.
So I saw that. I saw governors. RRS fine when it comes to equipment, when it comes to armament, but in terms of operation, for someone like me, I didn't feel the impact of RRS. For me, I'm not saying Lagos. I don't say there was not an improvement of RRS. We see them around. They've done so well. I'm not here to discredit any effort. Shola, don't get me wrong. But the first thing Tinubu did in 1999, and I think at the point it was abandoned because that thing was massive, was clearing the dump under Obalende Bridge. I think at the point, the whatever, is it the excavator or the caterpillar doing the thing, as in got tired of working and was abandoned for a while. that Tinubu did not do anything in Lagos, I'll be lying. But like Bank Anthony said, let us stick to facts. Lagos was not a jungle when Tinubu came in. Lagos was in a chaos, yes. But I've been asking people. I can tell you that Tinubu was the one that did Kudat Abiola way. He expanded it.
Adeola
Odeku. Itire Road. No, I think Itire was Fashola. But
the video of the flag has gone viral.
No, but let me now tell you.
It was one of the projects that President Obasanjo came to inspect.
But let me now tell you. But there was a day when Fashola became the governor. I missed my way on Aolo Road. In fact, I was so angry that I was almost cursing Fashola. How dare you let me miss my way? But I will not say, and I'm not here saying Tinubu did not do anything in Lagos. Don't get me wrong.
Amadu Bello way.
Amadu Bello was Victoria Island. In fact, a lot of people come up with things. They call Atlantic City. We can go back and forth on that. But for me,
what do you want to go back and forth?
A lot of people will say
facts are facts.
Facts are facts. But I would say that it's the Shagoye brothers, that's the consultants, Lagos State government, and federal government.
No, sir.
No,
no, sir.
And that was even under Fashion's government.
No, sir.
Okay.
All lies there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So guess what? There are videos that I'm going to play for Yemi. Sadly, if I had known, I would have brought them for the show.
And we'll talk.
And I will show you where the federal government, after dumping sand, we all remember that all the federal government used to do to Babis was to dump sand there. And the waves would be washed off, and it was a waste of money.
No.
Yemi?
Let me tell you. Let me go further.
Okay.
Amadu Bello way that listen to the Babich Road at the point when the rain comes, we don't have 2 lanes.
It's 1 lane.
It's just 1 lane.
I'll
The
show
other
you
lane is always covered. In fact, at the point they used to come up with this superstitious story that the Olokun has vowed to drown that
IMB Plaza. IMB Plaza is still there. So guess what, Yemi? It was the same period that the federal government now got tired, and there are already stories out there for you to see where they said that they would not do anything because Lagos State is not serious about it. The next day, this Bola Tinubu guy responded to them, and within the space of a year or 2 came up with a permanent solution. Has nothing to do with Babatunde Raji or Chagori or anybody.
I even know at the point, the issue of the Babbage. Even another thing that created the story was the onshore-offshore dichotomy bill. But away from that,
and what he capitalized on was when the government said he hadn't done anything, and he did.
But for me, like what Bakantoni said, and what my own argument is this, and you can see what I said to you. Yes, I'm not saying I'm perfect in everything I've said, but I'm trying to.
Some people have said that Bakantoni is bitter
because he was an unbody guy.
Yes, and everybody knows what played out because the same Bank Anthony had gone to the same channels TV to make several pronouncements when Ambode was on his way out, but they didn't know.
Well, you see,
people have said that.
You see, for APC still has a lot to.
So let's move away from the APC.
No, before we go, a quick one.
There's so much, but we need to.
A pattern shot for the APC.
We're going 1 hour on a 30-minute show.
APC needs to do more of fence mending.
Okay.
If they want to still retain the presidency.
Solutions now.
Fence mending. Just all the party. Labour Party. Let us tell them, I'm the guy. You are nobody. I'm married there. Go Bashara. Oh no, it's only God that's married.
My hand is not there.
I know a quick one for the PDP. I'll just make it very brief.
We can't brief.
No, no, I'll make it.
Are you like one of my? Are you kidding me?
No, but I'll tell you.
Or are you gizzarding me?
You know, the truth of the matter is, I will not dignify Wike's rant. If you like, I dare Wike to leave PDP.
Yemi, it's not dignifying.
I dare Wike.
Well, why did you take a different stance when it came to PDP?
I dare.
We went in depth on other parties.
You see, I'm not going to waste my
why?
time.
No.
No, you know what?
It's not about you.
We've talked about.
It's about our people out there.
We've talked about Wike since all this. I'm tired of talking about Wike. We've been mentioning.
So, in short, you are refusing to look at the crisis in the PDP.
No,
because of
the solution to PDP is very simple.
Because of your own
idea with
vendetta. Do you have a vendetta against?
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Because Wike, you see what Wike is trying to do? Wike is trying to fight a selfish cause using a valid cause. You probably want to say you can't have a candidate from the north, at least the PDP BOT chairman has stepped down. Chairman of BOT has stepped down. And you know, a friend of mine came up with a valid argument. He said, right now, what PDP have...
Yemi, sorry. I'm sorry. You're taking this thing from the middle. and it's disjointed.
I'm coming.
Establish.
I'm coming.
What is the PDP crisis?
The PDP crisis.
From the primaries till today.
I want to ask you a question. Did Wike make emphasis, or was Wike this emphatic that they should zone the ticket to South?
Did Wike emphasize that they should zone the ticket to the South? Yes, he did.
He did not.
Oh, yes,
He did not.
Oh, yes.
Wike did not. Wike was so sure was going to win.
Okay, so Yemi, this for those of you who do not know, the PDP
As a concession, 7 subsection
as
C.
a clause, as a part of their constitution,
The party constitution.
the only party in Nigeria that was smart enough to prevent crisis by entrenching it in the constitution to say that power will shift from zone to zone.
No, they will take national offices and everything.
Yeah,
Across political zones.
I was paraphrasing. Thank you for the correct.
Section 7 subsection C.
You can look for it.
PDP
It's
constitution.
there. Same party started all sorts of funny things. Everybody should contest. They're not going to stop anybody. Then you know that there was something coming up. Fast forward to the primaries.
Article 1.
Alliances here and there were broken. Friends, played politics against friends. Article 1. Wike was second. We saw the photo ops and the videos on Monday. This election ran through the weekend, but Monday morning, we were here on our own, Jeje, when Atiku went to Wike's house in Abuja. And that was one of the smartest moves any politician could make. Because if you also look at the APC, he went to all of them. Not only Oshibado.
No, the first point of call was Oshibajo's house, residence.
I don't know the order, and I don't think Oshibado was the first, but that's not important. What is important is that he went to all the people who contested against him at the primaries. So Atiku doing it was a smart move, and he went to Wike. And I said, PDP are finally.
And you saw Wike say we cannot fight. Party Supreme will go into.
Exactly. I said PDP are finally getting it right. There were discussions that were made within the confines of the wall that have now become what we are analyzing today. I'm going to be fair. Whether you like Wike or not, what is Wike fighting for? How can a party, a national party, that has a constitution that says that offices will be zoned, from one end to the other, refuse to honor its constitution? That's one. Two, the same party, presidential candidate from the north, party chairman from the north, BOT chair from the north,
governors from chairman
from the north, all principal positions, powerful positions from the north, and going against the backdrop of a Buhari who is going to most likely spend 8 years as a president. Then we'll not go to another president in a country that we also need to, still be reaching out to each other, across the river, Niger. Let us be friends and brothers and sisters and family. So, if the PDP is serious about taking over power in this country, listen to what Wike is saying. It's not about Wike the person. It's about what he's saying. Forget the messenger and take the message. Yemi.
So when I was telling about this, why do people take my own message and they do this?
Yemi. So, now we're at a watershed. We're at a point where we need to speak the truth to power. Yemi, asking the BOT chairman to step down to placate the southern agitations is a slap in the face indeed.
Am I going to go forward?
This is Sola Rogers, and that is my stance.
Okay, now let me say this to you. The reason, my own opinion, that Wike did not insist on power coming to South in PDP and insist on zoning within PDP was because if he knew that we insisted, rightfully he should have gone to Southeast.
I agree.
So Wike allowed that train of the ticket open because he overestimated himself.
And I think we've moved past that.
We moved past that, fine.
Because going back doesn't change anything.
I know. So now, a friend of mine made a valid argument, which I buy into.
Okay.
He says yes, PDP negated its constitution, and what's going on against the PDP constitution. But don't forget that what PDP has right now is a presidential candidate, not a president. So what happens if they lose the elections? And you know, whether we like it or not, the secretary of the party is from Southeast or South. So are you not saying we will now have a Southern president, a national chairman, a Southern national secretary?
Yemi?
I'm coming.
Okay.
A special convention could always address that. But for the arguments of, you see, my own take is this. PDP is bigger than Atiku. PDP is bigger than Wike. PDP is bigger than Ayu. My own assessment. If they like, let them settle their mess. If they like, they should not settle it. You see, as I will say this publicly, and that's it's not affecting my analysis. And people should try and take it. I don't have a dog in the fight. My reason I say Wike laid the foundation. Wike was part of the people that laid the foundation for the mess PDP is in right now.
How so?
Wike was even one of the who will move secondus.
Okay, Yemi, you know, I get your stance, but you have not addressed any of these things that I raised.
You've said it.
We're running out of time.
You've said no. It is valid, but the question is this. But I gave you a poser. If they go to 2023 elections and PDP loses, what happens to the national chairman again?
But it is an election that they can win if they put their house in order.
But
that is my stance. The PDP has a chance to win if they put their house in order.
Now,
Yemi.
how do you now tell me or other Nigerians that we must not have another 4 years at least of another presidency?
So you want them to fail so that you will not have another? Is that?
No, I'm asking.
Wait. Tell me, is that what you are saying?
I'm not
saying
saying
that. It now.
I'm not saying that.
No, but you asked me a question.
But
ask me that question again.
I said wait. If they pass now and they win,
you see as you box yourself up.
No, if they pass and they win, how do you use that to address the sentiment of some other people that will now rise up and say, how can we have 8 years of no, that was what I meant now.
To come back, people say.
But that was what I meant now. No, how do you address that?
You're a good PR man. I like you.
No, but how do you address that? Because there are some people that are against the PDP.
At the end of the day,
no, PDP. Let me say, this is the best chance of PDP to retake the presidency.
That's what I'm saying.
No. This is me now being analytical and being very factual. This is the best chance of PDP, but not even the PDP has done worse stuff than any other party as opposition. But because of PDP, the whole PDP played opposition, they didn't even deserve to win the presidency because they failed Nigerians as an opposition leader, opposition party. But let's move away from that. Before you call it a shot, can I quickly rush through?
So we have 2 segments that Yemi, of course, it is.
But before we get into that,
and it is called. So we're going to tell you what happened this day in politics, globally and locally at times, and of course our political quote of the day, which is also our political quote of the week.
Oh well, but before we go into that, like we say, briefly. We saw what happened to the monarchy, the royalty in Saudi Arabia. We saw the innovation that's been coming by the new crown prince. Now the crown prince, yes, as we speak, would that happen to the Commonwealth? It's a possibility because I guess a lot of countries are tired of Commonwealth. I think the people that they call across the river, the Highland, Northern Irish people might start agitating again. Scotland. I think the sentiment that they struck with the Union was because of the Queen, because of our attachment to Scotland. Balmoral is in Scotland, so we don't know what will happen with the King Charles now. Would they respect King Charles III as they did to Queen Elizabeth? Australia is already calling for a referendum for independence. I don't know. Commonwealth might be dismantled if care is not taken. There is no kingdom or reign that lasts forever. We might just start seeing the beginning of the end of the Commonwealth.
Wow. And that's why we said we wanted to take a look at the modern king as it regards politics. And I like what Yemi said about the changes that were wrought in Saudi Arabia. And let us see how it's going to pan out in the Commonwealth. In the Commonwealth, as we I have a response. So PDP cannot win. It's coming from someone that I know and love very well. Okay.
Well, all right. The quote of the week, which is quotable quote, is coming. I will read it and I will mention the person that said it. It said, "For unity to be meaningful, it has to be creative. Not the unity of Jonah in the whale, but the unity of holy matrimony. The first can only lead to defecation. The second to procreation." That is by Dean. That's the late Chukwuemeka Odumegwu.
I think you should take that again.
He said, for unity to be meaningful, it has to be creative. Not the unity of Jonah in the whale, but the unity of the holy matrimony. The first only can lead to defecation, the second to procreation. And that is very profound. Because if the way the unity, Jonah was united with the whale because it was in the belly of the whale.
Yeah.
But the only product you have from something is the whale has to purge it out. But only matrimony, you have to procreate, you have to have kids. And whether we like it or not, you have to give it to him.
He was
a man of profound wisdom,
extremely intelligent,
and a man of letters. Yeah. It was extremely letter.
All right, so this day in politics,
the senior command of Turkish army led by General Kenan Evren carried out a bloodless coup in their homeland. That was in 1980, and today in history is fantastic. And on this day in 1977, South African activist Steve Biko died from injuries suffered while in public police detention. You could see why a lot of South Africans do not and will not mourn the Queen of England, because the Queen of England, the monarchy in England, supported the apartheid regime of South Africa. So when people have died, when you see this diverse response to the passage of the Queen of England, please bear with some people. Everybody is attacking it from what they've been through and their history.
She says APC cannot win too.
Okay. Then lastly, and this one on this day in 1974, Emperor Haile Selassie of Ethiopia was disposed by the DEG, a committee of revolutionary soldiers, and that is one leader, that was one royalty, that was one royal father, that was one king that was really superior.
Haile Selassie, Jah Rastafari.
It was, and it did well for his people. And he actually, while he was on the throne, he proved to the whole world, not just Africa, the whole world, that Ethiopia is the cradle of modern civilization.
It is actually the first university, amongst other things, even the first church and all of these things were founded in Ethiopia.
Ijebus are related to Ethiopia.
But again, we have allowed them to distort facts for us.
Histories.
Okay, this has been a beautiful show. We're going to continue with fisticuffs and things outside, and he's buying us drinks. So this is how we weigh the anchor on your political voyage. The ship will set sail again on Monday next week. God willing. Until that time, we say, be good and be a blessing to someone out there. And thank you and God bless.
For me, please, the next election is about determining the fate of the country. Get your PVC, vote, and don't vote to divide the country. Vote to unite the country.